people. I am Alex, I've got Mel, and I've got Melissa here with me today, and we are going to go through what we recommend to clean and care for your polycarbonate replacement window. So this might be a decently long video, but I hope you get a lot out of it. We're gonna go through basically everything on this sheet for the most part that involves cleaning. You will get one of these sheets with every single window that you get. Please make copies of it, please keep it, don't just throw it away. It's got a lot of good advice on it. And so, real quickly, we're gonna go through just a few. We've got a few of our cleaners here that we recommend. All of these are laboratory tested for polycarbonate, so we recommend that you use them. So our favorites, basically here at the factory, are isopropyl alcohol. We use that one a lot, and we use your basic generic glass cleaner. Another one you can use is Mr. Clean or regular Dawn dish soap with lukewarm water. Vinegar is another great cleaner. And we've got some more organic solvents that we can use for some, we'll use a little bit later for some kind of more severe cleaning. So we've got a few different examples here. We're gonna start with this big sample right here, this window. Mel's over here, she's gonna be cleaning this one for us. So basically when we start to clean, any window you start to clean, we recommend terry cloths or these beta wipes. Don't use anything that's going to leave a residue. Don't use paper towels. Some of these things that get nicks and cuts. We want to make sure we're good, soft rags. So here you go, Mel. We've got a bucket of soapy water right here. This is our Mr. Clean. You can see we've got some greasy handprints on here. This works also really well for dirt and all of your basic cleaning needs for your polycarbonate windows. Make sure you check your rags. Make sure there's no sticks or limbs or twigs, rocks, anything on your rags. Make sure you check your rag really good before you take it to your equipment. And then basically just, this is the soap and water, lukewarm water, you're just gonna wipe it off. Let it air dry. You can also use sponges also to gently wash it off.
And with our SUPERCOAT, the cleaning is actually much easier than what it would be on an uncoated piece of polycarbonate. So you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so it's a hard coat silicone coating. So basically everything, all your water is going to drip right off of it. It's going to dry really nicely. Just make sure you get as much of it off as you can. So with that, most of you guys in your heavy equipment or your race cars, you have windshield wipers. Windshield wipers work great. We just want to make sure when you're getting ready to clean your window that you also make sure that your windshield wipers are clean, nothing is stuck on there, just like your rag. So when you're done cleaning, you can run your windshield wipers great. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to a little bit more serious stuff. So we've got a sample here of our coated polycarbonate that's got some grease on it, or actually it's got a lot of grease on it. And then we also have a sample with some spray paint on it. So we know a lot of you guys out there deal with graffiti issues that get on your equipment, and so these are what's going to help you with that. So I'm going to have you give Melissa some soapy water. Melissa's going to clean these off for you. There's a couple steps to these that we recommend.
Can I try that?
Yeah, we can. Here. A clean terry cloth. Yeah, you can use a clean terry cloth to dry it, just so it doesn't spot.
Our SUPERCOAT, we kind of reference it as like Rain-X. So when it's raining or if you're cleaning it, the water will just bead off like Rain-X.
Yep. Nice and clean, no more fingerprints. Alright, so Melissa's going to start with the grease one. So with the grease, you're going to want to start with probably a soap and water mixture. And then after you kind of get most of the grease off, you're going to come back. We typically come back with alcohol after that. So she's going to take a little bit off. It's going to hopefully come off pretty easy, pretty good. The soap and water.
Really not putting a lot of pressure on it.
And that grease has been on there for a few hours.
Okay.
And then you'll probably come back with a beta rag, or you can just clean off that rag and you're going to use some alcohol with it. And that's just to make sure that there's no leftover residue, especially the longer the grease that's been on there, probably the more you're going to want to use 2 different cleaners on it as well. But again, with our SUPERCOAT, nothing really sticks to it that we don't want to stick to it, so most of your stuff's going to come off. It just takes a little grease, elbow grease.
Literal elevators.
Literal elevators. Alright, and so this next one's a little bit more tricky in a sense of we're going to use one of our organic solvents, which we also recommend once you use an organic solvent that you need to wash it off after you use the solvent as well, just because some of them can be very potent, powerful stuff. So we've got, and I'm going to butcher this, we've got butyl cetylsolve. Most people just call it butyl. And we have spray painted with this spray paint a sample. So I'm going to have Melissa clean this one off just by dipping just a little bit of the rag into this solvent, and then it will come right off the polycarbonate.
And we're not using gloves, but do you recommend using gloves with this, Alex?
I would. I recommend using gloves. I guess we're around this stuff a little bit too comfortable. We're around it a little bit more. And it's just going to come off little bit by little bit and keep scrubbing on it. And then take the dry side of the rag. Yeah, and you can use a little bit more. Some paint's going to come off easier than others. We just spray painted this a few hours ago, so it's a little more fresh. If you have really old paint, sometimes you can use tape. Any type of tape. I wouldn't use regular office tape, but duct tape works great. You can line it over the old paint and then peel it off, and it'll come right off of our SUPERCOAT. Again, because things don't stick to our SUPERCOAT. That's the beauty of the silicone coating.
So this is starting to work, but it's taken a lot of pressure and quite a bit. But it is getting it off. You can tell there's a good ½ inch missing there that's cleaned off.
Yeah, so that one will take a little bit more time, but it can come off. Again, once you use this powerful stuff, you're going to want to come back with either a soapy water or an alcohol to try and get it off. And the tape, this might work, this might not be old enough. Paint, we'll see. We'll give it a shot. Typically, your really old paints are what's going to, if it's been on there for a while, especially in the sun. There you go. Pull the tape holder right off. That one actually might be easier for you guys to use.
Yeah.
So those are our couple samples. We have a few tips for you guys. So we know a lot of times your equipment doesn't always stay with you. Sometimes it goes to the dealer to get worked on. Sometimes you loan it out to people. We recommend that you have a copy of this in your cab somewhere, so that whoever takes your cab or uses your cab, your dealer, whoever it is, knows how to properly clean your windows. We've had people who have mishandled someone else's window and ended up ruining the window. So we don't want that to happen to you. Keep this sheet with you on hand. You know, maybe pick yourself up some glass cleaner or something that's easy to keep with you, so that whoever is using your cab knows exactly what to use by reading this and they have it in their hands. The rags are really important as well, so please, terry cloth rags, Beta wipes, soft rags are great. So if you have any questions regarding cleaning and this doesn't cover any of your questions, please give us a call. You can give us a text. We're always here to help you, and we appreciate your business. Bye, guys.